Welcome back to another market update, guys. I'm Flip here from BlackBull Markets. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I want to take you guys through obviously the markets of the week. I want to take you guys through some of the pairs we'll be looking at, some of the recaps we also looked at last time we did some market analysis for you guys. So make sure to stick through all the way to the end of the video to see what potential setups we might have and also the market analysis we also have as well. Also, make sure to smash that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are interested in learning more about Forex and improving your current trading skills. Now, once you've smashed that subscribe button, guys, comment down below letting us know you subscribed, and we'll get back to those comments as soon as possible. Also, if there are any charts you want us to analyze in future videos, let us know down below in the comments and we'll be happy to do so as well. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the charts and see what we have. So first of all, got a couple of pairs to cover. Looking here at Aussie CAD, this is the hourly term time frame. Now, yes, we've been in a very, very strong sort of downtrend, but we have started to see some new higher lows and higher highs. All right, so if we zoom in just a little bit here, there's still the hourly term time frame. We can have a look here. We had our initial sort of move to the upside, which got stuck on a resistance here, sitting about the 0.90100 mark zone. So we can see nice resistance being hit. The market came back down again and kind of smashed back into this consolidation we had at that low. We started to see our first initial potential higher low right over here. And then the market, obviously, this could potentially be our first higher high. Or if this is, actually our first high over here. And then we saw the market create that low. Push back up, break this previous high, creating our first higher high. Okay, and the market then continued to create a new higher low and obviously a new higher high. All right, so we got two new higher highs, two new higher lows. So we'll see where this goes. We could potentially be looking at a reversal of this overall downtrend. Now, also looking at a bit of other technical analysis. We're not just going to be using those because this could still be a bit of a reversal, a bit of a correction in this market, because if we have a look here, we are running into support/resistance zones, hitting on the 0.90800 mark zone. Okay, see a lot of consolidation. We saw some previous resistance up over here. Now it's also rejecting along that side as well. That bit of pullback, we saw some support, and obviously this consolidation zone back down here. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Also, the one thing I wanted to show you guys was this trend line that could potentially indicate that the market, might be ready to push past it. We saw obviously trend lines, how the rules of them work. We do not allow any overlappings of them, but we did have a slight pullback. Now this could not mean too much, but we have some other pairs I want to show you guys that could help us identify whether this market could be ready to start to reverse. All right, so if we have a look at this, we can see we obviously are getting stuck on. So I want to zoom in a bit. Obviously, there's that trend line. Now, like I mentioned, we are looking for potential breaks and retests for this market to hopefully push past this trend line. Now, obviously, again, I'm not going to say it with 100% certainty this market is going to break past. We're just looking to see what the market gives us. We're not here to predict the future, just react on the patterns and the zones the market does give us. Okay, if we continue to push for the low, break past the support, we could look for some rejections on that for the market to push for the low. So that's the other side of the story. First to the upside, hopefully if we can continue on rejecting on the support, creating new higher lows and new higher highs, we can use that to continue to jump back in on board on this pair. Obviously targets to the upside, shorter term targets, I would say we do have a bit of consolidation coming up here, 0.9100 mark zone. Well, I would say 0.91500 mark zone. Okay, so that's a nice target to look for, and obviously if we can get further higher, we've got this nice sort of peak here, 0.92500 is another good target to look for. Obviously to the downside, we're hitting a bit into traffic, so we would need to be a little bit more patient, keeping in mind looking at the high term time frames now, because we do know we are in an overall downtrend. So we might have to look at the daily term time frame. We can see on a daily, we actually got a hit on a daily support. So I would say if we do go to the downside, to play it safe, guys, I would look for targets coming back down to that resistance we hit. 0.89600 is a good place to look for. I've got here this exact line, 0.89630, is the exact target that I'll be looking for further moves to the downside. Okay, now let's have a look at that confirmation where I said let's have, the Aussie could start to look to go back to the upside. Aussie Dollar is a pair that I'm looking for. Now, similar sort of structure compared to Aussie CAD. Okay, very, very similar. They're both here on the 4-hourly term time frame. Okay, but with this Aussie Dollar, we broke past that trend line. So same structure, trend line pushing to the downside, broke past it. And the interesting thing is, if we jump over to this hourly term time frame, right, we can actually, there's that trend line break, but we also have a break and a retest. So if we can get a confirmation with this candle closing up nice and high, we could look for potential moves moving further higher. Okay, so targets to the upside for Aussie dollar, which could be our potential confirmation. Now, personally, if I was to take a buy in Aussie dollar, I would obviously not take a buy on Aussie CAD, okay, because that's just, I've got overexposed. So essentially what that means is if I do take, let's say, my full 2% risk on this trade, and I take a full 2% risk on the other trade, I'm essentially risking 4% because it's all, I'm still buying the Aussie, okay, if I do want to trade this to the upside. So if you were looking at maybe doing this, maybe if you want to split the trades, you can maybe look at cutting your risk, whatever it is. Obviously mine is 2%. I do 1% on this and 1% on the other one to not over risk myself, okay. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly time frame. Targets to the upside. I have got the first initial target that I'm looking at. We do have a bit of resistance coming up here, so I'll use that. We can see some previous resistance rejections over here. Candles opens and closes. So first target to the upside, 0.71833. I've got here on my chart. Obviously an overall nice big target would obviously be 0.72640. I've got here on my chart. Now yes, we can continue further higher. If we do look here at the daily term time frame, we can see we are, however, running into a bit of consolidation. But remember, as swing traders, guys, we are looking to trade from zone A to zone B. Okay, so essentially we're trading from zone to zone. If you guys are interested in the swing, obviously this is a daily term time frame, so we could easily be stuck in here. If you do want to do this, it could take a month of trading. Keep in mind, swaps are going to kick in as well. And you just have to be really patient if you are looking to go all the way back to the top of that zone. But remember, in that meantime, we can all still see consolidation. So personally speaking, I will look to aim for these much shorter term targets if, for the market to go a bit quicker and just my trade to play out a bit nicer, personally, without having to sit through those major corrections. Because this could still be a correction to the upside as well, okay? You can still see the market correct. We're seeing it is still sort of struggling to the upside. We are starting to see, the market slowing down here. Okay, slowing down in the structure over here, it's slowing down, so we could still see, it really take its time and then look to further drops because we are still heading into overall support / resistance zones. Okay, another nice pair I'll be looking at, Euro Swiss Franc, has been looking very nice. Now, we spoke about this on another video we did. We also looked at these trend line sort of structures. We had this overall trend line. This is very nice because we can use this for potential targets if we do trade against this sort of trend right over here. The target we've got here obviously just fell short of it, but we did have this nice little support / resistance zone play out. We're seeing here previous support again, some resistance. So if we draw a line straight through that, we can see we had this nice little touch, I would say roughly coming at the 1.026, 1.02500 mark zone I've got here on my charts, okay? So let's have a quick look to see. Now, it is easy said and done. You guys can see 4 hourly term time frame. We see no real confirmation. We did, however, have a double top. So let's see if we can have a look on the hourly term time frame for some confirmations. So you guys can see here, if I zoom out just a little bit, we can see, I don't know if you guys can clearly see that candle. So I'll just quickly highlight that candle for you guys so you can see what it looks like. I'll zoom in a bit more so you guys can see. There we go. So if you guys can see it, we had the push and a big engulfing candle closing below 1, 2, 3, 4 previous green candles. Okay, so a nice engulfing candle giving us a confirmation at the double top, looking for the push to the downside, looking to break this shorter term time frame trend line. Again, we are seeing this market slowing down. We're seeing the market struggling to reach that target, which is a very nice indication that the market is ready to go down. Obviously, we can also say we might have had a bit of a triangle structure playing out here. If you guys are into those sort of patterns, maybe not a triangle but rather a wedge, we can see it playing out here as the market continued to sort of play in between these two parallel lines. Nice rejection, engulfing candle, push to the downside, and obviously that's the support / resistance zone for potential targets. Okay, so that's how we can use these trend lines as well to play out in our favor, using them for target zones as well. Okay, now let's have a quick look to see if there are any potential setups coming in the future for Euro Swiss Franc in the immediate future rather. So currently I would say there's not really anything in my opinion here. Just want to show you guys that quick nice little push and trade to the downside. But personally speaking, until we start to reach this daily sort of trend line over here, if we can reach it, then I'll maybe start looking for trades to go back to the upside. Obviously targets by the support consolidation zone over here at the top. If we do break to the downside, guys, obviously we're looking for breaks that trend line, and what do the patterns give themselves to us if we can get any rejections on their zones. Okay. Another pair we'll be looking at. We haven't looked at the Kiwi. Actually, I just want to look at the GBP/JPY first before we jump over to the Kiwi. Now, Kiwi, we haven't really looked at the Kiwi at all, but I just want to have a quick look. GBP/JPY, we are sitting between two major zones. If we have a look here on the daily time frame, we can see big consolidation zone. Looks fairly similar to gold that we saw a while back. You know, we saw this consolidation zone where the market continues to dip into. So personally speaking, for trades in the GBP/JPY, I know it's a very popular pair. Personally, I'll be looking for moves, I would say, at least above those highs. So we can actually probably move this line, this resistance line, a bit higher, I would say. Okay, if we can get it closes above that, I'm looking here at on my charts 163.642, so maybe 163.65 is a good place to look for if we can get breaks above that. And obviously on the shorter term time frames, you're more than welcome to look for trades between these two zones. Just keep in mind it is a consolidation area, so you could be stuck with a lot of bad motion or bad movement in the market, which could be a little bit frustrating. And so like I said, for me, I'm going to look for breaks above this area or perhaps breaks below to push it to the downside. However, we are still running into traffic, so ideally I want to see the market go to the upside. But if it doesn't give it to us, we just won't trade, right? Remember, if the market doesn't give you your signal, if it doesn't give you your trade, just don't take it, just leave it. There's always another day. That was it, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. This is the weekly outlook, so hopefully you guys can catch some trades with these analysis. If you do catch any trades, let us know down below in the comments. And like I said in the start of the video, guys, if you guys are interested in analyzing any pairs that you want us to analyze for you, or you have any pairs that you want to see, or maybe even trades you guys are talking about, describe your trade in the bottom. Let us know what pair, and we could even run through them as well. Guys, if there's something we missed on the charts that we didn't see and you did see, let us know down below in the comments as well. Help us learn, help others learn as well, guys. Thanks so much for watching. From us here at BlackBull Markets, as always, stay tuned, trade safe.